is live.
Mike is live.
Mike, what?
Little small room, man.
I'm gonna ask that room because voice counter in there so much. Try to keep the voice down some. They won't interfere with what we try to do, especially me. Calling me to order Thursday, April the 25th, 2024, 5:38 p.m. Roll call.
Harold McIntosh. Joseph King.
Present.
Linda Booth.
Present.
Patrick Julian.
Present.
Billy Dansler.
Present.
Michael Hutchison.
Present.
William Harris.
Present.
Myself, Frida Williams.
Here.
We have four.
We used to open up church up in here.
I am. I got a revival afterwards.
Anyone like to lead us in the word of prayer?
Holy Temple.
Dear kind and eternal Father, we thank you, we glorify you, and we magnify you. Now, God, we ask right now that you give us clarity and that you give us peace as we conduct the business of this board and the business of this city. God, be with everybody in the room that is under the sound of my voice. Bless us and keep us and bless their families. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Thank God. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Okay. Next thing on the agenda is public speaking.
Have I received all public speaker
All
slips?
public speakers fill out these. Public speaking slip.
Okay. Our first speaker, we're gonna start with Miss Gladys Williamson.
Oh, well,
You have 3 minutes, ma'am.
well, there's so much I could speak about, but let's speak about the water. The water. And I'd like to know, Miss Ombudsman,
Yes, ma'am.
when are we gonna be able to hold the city council accountable for their money? And the way they're spending and hiding how bad the water still is. Any given time, I've got 7 cases of water in my kitchen. I haven't yet been able to drink that water. Because actually, just to smell the water is enough. Who wants that much chlorine in them to start with? I mean, when you got more chlorine in your tap coming out of there than the Swartz Creek swimming pool, that's bad. And why haven't you been sworn in? So that we can hold you accountable to hold city council accountable. We need accountability.
We will respond to every remark after everybody speak.
Okay, well, write it down, please. Because the list is gonna get long. Okay? Okay, now let's talk about the police chief coming to the city council meetings. And he brings 3 police officers to grab people up and put them in handcuffs behind their back, and they're not even arrested. And he walks us downstairs. Yeah, and he's on the telephone with Judy Priestley and Lewis and whoever else is up there think they're above us. That is our chambers. That is not their chambers. And I about had my fill of the city council having the right to have us put out. And Monday, the chief had his police officers try and shut the doors to an open door city council meeting, which is against the law. Nobody was arrested. They don't have no right in our chambers. And they come over, and this police officer took his foot and pushed a little girl's leg. She was sitting on the floor, and he pushed her leg and slammed the door on her leg. She went to the emergency after hours clinic, There's no excuse for what they're doing to the People's Chamber at City Hall. And I want some accountability and some answers, because I pay my taxes. I pay my taxes, and I pay my taxes.
This way, we would find out what,
Yeah. And I pay my taxes.
Our next public speaker will be Arthur Woodson.
I was the last person.
You're
It's
the
a
next
number.
public
Get up
speaker.
there,
Would you like to public speak?
Hey,
Speaking now.
y'all listen, don't nobody be mad at me. I know y'all, put y'all slip in before I leave. You know what I'm saying? She ain't putting them in order.
Well, I was the last one.
This is the order. Are you speaking or no, sir?
Paper in.
Oh, wow, so you real feisty today, huh? All right. Hey, I'm gonna speak, see, that's how y'all need to talk to the mayor over there. You need to speak to the mayor and hold the mayor accountable, and when he lies like he been lying, go watch Channel 12 News, where he say everything is complete, but he was found in contempt just 2 weeks ago, where he say that the Flint Waters lawsuit, the judge is just trying to figure out how many people should be in a household in order for them to pay them off. That's a bunch of misinformation. I know you be on the show, so you need to go tell him, don't be putting that misinformation out there. Because the only thing that's the judge got to a house is property, $1,000 property. That's it. They're not trying to figure out if it's 5 people in a house compared to 1. This house get this much money and this house get that much money.
Come on, Art.
That's bull.
Yep.
Why are y'all still using the city lawyer? I mean, that right there.
Evil.
The city attorney works on the pleasure of the mayor. I mean, you ask him a question, he gonna come with something beneficial for the city.
Right.
Y'all have a budget, why haven't y'all gotten your own attorney?
Yep.
Y'all done sat in that council meeting and heard nothing but lies.
Yep.
The mayor has did nothing but lie about lead lines, road restorations.
Yep.
Why do we have to file a complaint when y'all have the authority to investigate on y'all own? Y'all don't even need a ombudsman. The board itself has authority to subpoena. Why haven't y'all called anybody up to subpoena and find out how much wind fund do we have? Why haven't y'all called anybody up to find out why did we give Goyette $700,000 and they ain't even do the houses? In order to be able to do a house, it has to be excavated to do road restoration, and you'll know if it was excavated because the yard would be tore up, the sidewalk would be tore up. So they just rolled by and saw something, saw an address and said, hey, we did this address, and gave the city an invoice. The state didn't reimburse us, so the city is out of $700,000.
Yep.
I'll send y'all a video because Katie O'Neill, the communication director, admitted to it at our communication meeting. Tired of our elected officials and board appointees being afraid or having relationships or waiting for nonprofit money. Remove that friendship. Remove that, man. And start working for the people instead of working for yourselves.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker will be Jan Marie Arbor.
Thank you. Is it necessary for me to stand or may I sit?
Nope, you can remain
Thank you. I appreciate it. My name is Jan Marie Arbor. I'm a 7th Ward resident. I'm very concerned about what appears to be tyranny inside the council chambers.
That's right.
The abuse of power shown by the president, Liddell Lewis, and the vice president, Candace Mushat, against not only their colleagues, but particularly against the public, is absolutely reprehensible. It's been ignored for a very, very long time. The police have been called unnecessarily, repeatedly, upon persons from the public who speak in objection to some of the policies or decisions that are being made by those at the top of the council. It appears as though there are very personal agendas going on in the council, and the people are being ignored, frankly. The people expect that when they voice their concerns to the council, that the council would listen to them. If you watch the videos or if you're present there, you'll see that they're not even looking at them more often than not, nor do they respond directly to questions or to comments, I would say 90% of the time. So it appears as though we're just allowing people to speak without any real concern over what they say. Additionally, I'm concerned about the foul and disrespectful language that's spoken by particularly Candace Machat.
Oh my
She
God.
dropped the F-bomb and it was caught on recorded at the Monday meeting, and she has spoken horribly against not only Councilwoman Tanya Burns, but also Jerry Winfrey Carter and Councilman Dennis Pfeiffer, saying just the most deplorable thing. And then, of course, last week she attacked me similarly. That type of behavior not only breaks decorum, but it again is just absolutely reprehensible and should not be spoken by a person who is in a professional position of leadership in our city government. So that's something that needs to be addressed. Furthermore, I'd like to add to the disrespect that's been used in that chambers that Mr. Paul Herring was very disrespectful to one of our elder citizens, a woman 80 years of age. And because he was in disagreement, I suppose, I don't know the particulars of it, he said something that was mighty foul, called her a very, very dirty term. And he would, I'm sure, be appalled if anyone said that about his mother, his sister, or any other female. And that he should be sanctioned about. It's unacceptable. Additionally, lastly, I would like to say that I am repulsed by the number of expulsions that have happened against council members by certain council persons. So we know that Mr. Eric Mays, who's deceased, was removed from his seat for a total of 4 months, and Tanya Burns. So thank you for hearing my concerns.
Thank you. Our next speaker will be Mr. James Moore.
Got 3 minutes, so I'm gonna try to get it out as fast as I can. I came to my first meeting a week ago or so, and the question that I had asked, I felt had been hijacked or overlooked, and I do wanted to have some accountability about it. But ethics and accountability was what I was asking. What are y'all? And I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you go to school board meetings, you don't know whose head's gonna get slammed on the table. You know, and I hope that they have got past that, because it doesn't set a fine example for Southwestern, being a public school versus being a gladiator school. And they look to the people at the top, and they're doing the same thing as the regular people.
Come on.
You look at City Hall, and I've been going down there 10 years, I'm still trying to figure it out. It's kind of chaotic, it's kind of like the circus of the state of Michigan. I think we need some respect. You know, and I come to you guys this meeting, and that last meeting, I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of thought like I was kind of at the school board meeting. I was waiting for somebody to get mad and slam somebody's head against the table.
It didn't happen like that, bro.
We know the basis
Don't do
of
that.
Flint. I
Don't do
grew up
that.
here
Let him
since
talk. Let him
1965.
talk, man. Watch out, man.
Let them talk.
Watch out.
Oh, hold up, just 1 minute.
Stop
We gotta
this
Stop
time.
his time.
have one speaker at a time, and we don't need speed. Don't do that in here. We're not gonna have that. Thank you.
That's
Okay,
kind of
go ahead.
the ethics and accountability that I'm looking for. Being a Flintstone, grew up on Page Street, you know, we gotta stop the block fighting, the alley fighting, just fight. We ain't winning. If we gonna fight, let's fight to win. Let's make some sense of it. So it gotta start somewhere, cause I'm running out of boards I can go to and listen to. So I wanna hear back from you guys. I think it's like 12 of y'all or whatever. I don't know, there's a lot of y'all on the board. But somebody needs to know what ethics and accountability is all about. Thank you and have a great day. And I'm gonna try to come for another meeting before I decide if I'm gonna be involved.
Thank you. That is the end of our public speaking.
Okay, These board members will have your opportunity to respond. You would, I give you as much time as you need, as long as you don't abuse it, the time. The floor is open for board members.
Well, I guess I'll start. I want to thank everyone who spoke and those who were just present. I did hear some concern. I heard concerns about the water, concerns about when our ombudsperson will be sworn in. Also, concerns about our police chief and the behavior of our police officers when residents are in attendance at the council meeting. Phone calls between Judy Priestley and Liddell Lewis. Also, service lines need to be complete, or there was concerns about some information that was shared on Channel 12 with our current mayor, Mr. Neely. Also, our city attorney and a list, misinformation from Katie O'Neill, concern about abuse of power between the president and the vice president of the city council, and the disrespect that our current cameraman exhibit at the council meeting, where he called one of our residents out of her name. And from when I looked at the video, I believe that he called her a dumb bitch. But I don't want to put it in, I don't want to confirm that, but that's what I believe I heard. Because I also had an issue with Paul when he told me to shut the fuck up at a council meeting to my face. So there is concerns about our cameraman because he's very unethical at those council meetings, and I think that there comes a point where we need to decide whether or not he is the right cameraman for this recording. I'm not saying he can't record, but do we want him to represent us when he has such a sad, people in the community do not respect him. So, did I miss
Anyone else?
anything?
I just want, were you gonna say something? Mr. Woodson raised the issue about an attorney. The city attorney has representatives at all of the city boards, just like at the city council meetings. So it's not abnormal or unusual for him to be here. But in that regard, we have hired our own independent attorney effective last month. And so we do have an independent attorney. You must have missed that meeting. And she is working on multiple issues, including a couple that were mentioned, the ombudsman swearing in issue, and we're gonna also be doing some things with and through our attorney that's in the works. So we are working on addressing a lot of the areas of concern that were mentioned here.
Any other member want to address the public?
I was going to address the public speaker who spoke about respect from the council members, because if you watch the videos, the disrespect comes from the audience more than it does the council members. You go to the mic and you identify a particular council member and you call them a worthless SOB, you call them a effing fool, right to their face, and that's respect? No, it's not respect. So, respect is earned.
Let's be nice.
So I would just like to say we have to look at it from both sides of the perimeter, for it is not just the council members, which I'm not condoning what they do, but I'm also saying when the public go to address them, they should have the same amount of respect if they want the courtesy to be given to them. And as far as the policemen being in City Hall, with the incidents that have happened, I don't see anything wrong with it. I am 100% in favor of having the metal detectors put in, because there may be, it's no reason why they shouldn't be. They should be there. And I just feel as though we're gonna need that.
Nobody respond, they didn't think New York was speaking.
Pardon me? What did you say?
He was just asking, so we're not interrupting.
Oh,
Thank you, I'm sorry.
so I would just like to see that,
Sir,
you know, you can't have it in the school. When I go to my granddaughter's school, I have to go through a metal detector. When I go to the state building, when I go to the courthouse, I have to go through a metal detector. So I don't see any reason why they're not in City Hall, especially with the hype and the anger that our community is experiencing right now. It's a lot of authors of confusion in our community.
Taking a shot at me.
Authors of, I didn't say, I'm sorry.
My fault, Mr. King.
But anyway,
My fault, I thought it was me.
I didn't do it. No, you had your opportunity to speak.
How about talking?
Go ahead.
I was authors of confusion.
We know what you meant.
Okay, I mean, duh. But anyway, that's it. I'm frustrated because I see us moving the city forward, this particular board. That's what I see us doing. And it doesn't seem as though, you know, this group has come from there downtown to here now. Okay? So I mean, what are we gonna do? They expecting it on our shoulders?
That's what y'all is, a
The respect, no, that's not right.
Frida,
Oh, okay, I'm sorry,
Frida.
never mind. Okay, I'm
you
done.
can't address them.
I'm not gonna, you're not.
I was speaking on my conversation.
Go ahead and continue.
Go ahead,
I don't need
go ahead,
to.
cause y'all gonna keep telling me to shut up, and I'm gonna keep telling the truth, I'm sorry.
We said that this board said that listen to each one of you speak. When I said let you speak until you got through whatever you want to say. Now, this board is responding, and I respect each one of you to have that same respect. Let them speak whether you like what they say or not, because I'm sure they didn't, like you say. Let's move on. We don't need that people.
I'm done.
I think I'm not. Go ahead. Next speaker, anyone else want to address?
I just want to say to James Moore, you had mentioned that you know, wanted to know what we were about.
Yes.
We were appointed, you know, each one of us were appointed by city council. And a city council member in the ward that we live in, reside in. And the mayor also selected 2 appointees. And we are to help, we are to make sure that the city, excuse me, I'm tired. The city, I've been through a lot today. The city charter is properly implemented. And that's what we're supposed to do. And I would encourage each one of you to read the city charter
Right.
so that you would know what, you know, what our role and responsibility is. And in terms of, you know, you go to other boards, but we're not the Flint School Board, and we're not city council. We're not gonna act like that. We took an oath of office, and we're gonna fulfill that. And we're not gonna disrespect anybody that comes, you know, to our meetings. We have already we have a consensual agreement here that we're not gonna, you know, disrespect the citizens of the city of Flint, no matter what they, how they feel, because you need to come here and voice your opinion. And we trying to work out, like Attorney Young said, we trying to work out some issues. And we do have an attorney to help us with that. You know, we promise that we're gonna try to get some of these issues resolved, as many as we can. But also, when it's election time, make sure you vote for the right city council person when it's time, because that's been an issue.
Another board member have respond? Another board member want to respond to the public? If not, then I will. Give as much as you can. Ms. Williams, you had a big concern about the water.
Williamson.
Williamson, okay, I had it wrong. Williamson, okay. you ain't concerned about the water. It's not a whole lot on the lawsuit that this board could do. That's all legal. We're dealing with the charter. The charter don't allow us to do anything that's being held in the legal system of the court. And stuff that's not part of what this board is about. This board is about trying to enforce the charter,
Yeah, what's wrong?
which is going to be a complicated matter itself. Some of the things I understand, concern, because I think we all have those kind of concerns, is how we get to a certain point. And that's going to be a challenge for all of us. I understand what the residents are, what you're saying. You mentioned about the police coming to the council meeting and arresting. I have a concern about that, probably bigger concern than other people. I have a concern with it, and I have concern about the whole city. When the police department is being used to tell the citizen what's going to happen when the citizen will not help the police solve a crime. And we in the part of the time of the year now when people gonna do things. And if I worked with state police a couple years ago, when we had to light up the city and all that stuff, and trying to get the community involved with the police, and have confidence in the police. Today, I don't want to see that go back until we was 10 years ago. And that's a concern of mine with that, and I don't, it's something that everyone should be thinking about. I don't want something to happen to one of my family members, and someone said that they were reported. The police cannot get an answer from it. I'm sure all of you all feel the same way. That's one of the concerns on that. As far as incidents where I heard a couple of you talk about close the door on a child. As I find, I can't factor that in my mind why would someone do something that they got to go to the hospital. That's something that's probably going to come to some legal stuff too. I don't see, if you got a child want to show up by the council meeting, that's one time you should be, hold your best respect for kids.
That's right.
Even if you don't want to. So that part I'm not, these things we had to address, and we had to go through the legal way and the best way we could do it and handle these kind of things. Mr. Woodson, you went through a lot of stuff there, the war, and we don't run the city. I mean, I think people think that we can go and do certain things. Certain things come under the charter. And we have to stay within that charter. And there's some things that's because action, different individuals, something make hard for this board even address them. And we'll find that as we go along there. Ms. Audrey. Right, we'll call on you. You was concerned, and the first thing I heard today, you had some stuff dealing with the police and language up on the council chamber and so forth, and also language complaints on for the meeting. That's the second time I heard that today. I heard it before the meeting. I wasn't aware of what these, others. But, it is something that we will try to address at our board meeting. Language is something that we have to deal with and do what you all want us to do. There's more. We're trying to get to that answer where you understand it. We got some work to do on that accountability. We're working towards that. We think we done took the right step to do that. But in closing on that, is I had to take each of you coming in and being all in contact to say that. And I sit at council meeting all the time. And if you're coming here, even though you don't like the answer you get, you might not like what we say, but you are respectable. And I think, I had to think that if you can come in here, I don't have to give you, sit down with the police, I think you can go anywhere and address. So I think some of your problem, and I can understand from years of watching, I had never seen the state of fact where you get to this point. And a lot of that comes from what create those things there. And I invite that's everybody, even council meeting, everybody respect, be a little bit more respect. I know it's hard, and I know the resident is having a lot of issue with what's going on and what's being helping with the resident. I understand that. And we're at a hole. Along with more than much we did. We had to work as one to try to find those problem solutions. And we're gonna try to do the best I can. Get you where we can get you to. We're gonna try. We're gonna try to work those ways there. And with that, we'll go to the next thing on the agenda.
Mr. King, before we move on, would you just tell me what year did we originate? What year did this board originate?
July, we had our first meeting in July 2019.
2019? Thank you.
Our first meeting. It took the council over a year this time to bring somebody to the board.
Okay, 2019. All right, thank you.
But I know there's some, and I will address some of that later.
Okay.
Open remarks, I have probably made my open remarks. We're gonna move on to the next item on the agenda. Review any change and approval of the agenda for today.
I don't see anywhere where the ombudsman have to give her report or anything.
Is it every week or?
Is there a meeting?
Every meeting,
Okay.
just one meeting, not this one.
No, it's always
should
been,
be at each
it's
meeting.
always been
Yeah,
this board,
that's
if you give a meeting, it's always been the policy of the board to have
I don't see
a
anything.
public
on the
report every
agenda.
meeting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So did you wanna make a motion to amend the agenda?
Yeah, I would like to make a motion
And
that,
that was oversight on my part,
okay, that's okay.
because I do the agenda.
I would like to make a motion that, the agenda include the, interim ombudsman's report.
Second.
Good.
It is put, that's just a change.
Under review, change, approve agenda.
And that change is allowed, but that's, you don't need a motion, we can add, you don't need a motion for that. I would make that correction the agenda.
Can I have some discussion?
Just be Adam, sorry,
Can I have some discussion
on what?
on that, what she said and the agenda period?
We can have discussion on the agenda, but that would just be,
Okay.
that would be something I could add on. We don't need a motion for
I
that.
speak on the agenda.
Okay.
First of all, I just wanted to say that, we created this meeting, the second meeting of the month, specifically for the, getting prepared for the hiring of the ombudsperson. But we've turned it into a business meeting. And I think that, we're having multiple meetings for nothing. We shouldn't have a business meeting twice a month. We have one meeting once a month, but we added a second meeting, which is today, to prepare for the ombudsman position.
Okay.
Interview, and get ready for the ombudsperson. I don't have no problem coming, but it's just, we're starting to, now we have 2 meetings a month for, the Ethics and Accountability Board.
Oh, I agree.
Now, when she said that we don't get a report, it really is not the meeting for that. We don't have a meeting for that right now. We're not supposed to, but we're putting everything on the agenda outside of what we designed this meeting for. Now, if everybody wanna have a meeting every 2 weeks, it's fine with me.
No.
That's up to you guys, but that's not what I started doing.
Any more discussion on the agenda?
Yeah, and I asked that we remove prayer.
What?
Remove prayer
Why?
from the agenda.
But that's the board.
Better keep that right here.
No, that's.
I know you want to respond. I know.
We'll address that, we'll address that at the board.
They're just trying to take Jesus out of everything.
And I
That's what's wrong with the world today.
That's fine, but I don't
Okay. Anyone else has discussion?
Just
We're
on,
just discussing the agenda right now.
right.
So we will get down to that, and I will respond to each one after everyone get myself.
I agree with Mr. Julian's comments about the second meeting purpose, but right now, we have a lot of issues that we really need to get a grip on. We have reports that are due that haven't been done. We have bylaws that need to be reviewed and voted on. Right now, we can use this second meeting. I'm not saying let's make it a permanent process, but until we catch up to where we need to be, I think we need this second meeting, because once a month, we're never gonna catch up with where we need to be. So that's just my 2 cents on it. I understand it was for, we have our ombudsperson, so that reasoning and rationale was no longer solid, but we got other things that are going on that we really need to play catch up on. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I think that's another thing that when I look at it, when the board receives complaints, we receive a complaint, let's say we receive a complaint until March. We don't touch the complaint again until April. I said, and even though committees are working, a month is a long time for, sometimes it would be 2 months, sometimes 3 months before a decision can even be made, because why? If the board doesn't meet that month and we don't have quorum, then we've just wasted a whole month. And so the reason why I thought we instituted it, again, 1, to play catch up, and 2, to give us time to really address to the citizens, okay, you put a complaint in at the beginning of the month, by the end of the month, the citizens should know, okay, either we're currently working on it, give you an update on the complaint, or things of that nature. So I thought, I think having the second meeting gives us, more accountability when it comes to the citizens of the city. That's just me. And I'll just say this, as a preacher, I would love to see prayer remain, because listen, the one thing that this city needs most of is prayer.
Amen.
Because I don't know about anybody else, and I'm not judging anybody, and I'm not judging anybody's religion or faith, But considering this is the 10th anniversary of a water crisis, that I worked in the pods. I heard the cries of women whose children were aborted behind lead-tainted water. I have my best friend's child is autistic because of the water. My young cousin has educational delays. Thank God for the schools that were put in place, because now he's excelling and he's taking off and his grades are good. But every child doesn't have that. And so at a time like this, listen, and what we're facing in our government and everywhere else, prayer is what we really need right now. That's just-
Preacher, yeah.
Hallelujah.
Without works is
Let's
dead.
get back.
Thank you.
Let's get back to
Yeah.
one.
All we do is sit back and pray and hold hands and sing Kumbaya song.
No, it's not all we do.
Yeah, we do.
No, it's not all.
That's
People,
all in this
people.
situation.
Faith without works is
This
dead.
room is
Yeah.
your voice carried. Everybody voice carried. I can't conduct a meeting with you. You got sidebar conversation, take it outside. We need to do what we have to do here. It's hard enough trying to do it without it.
So we really
But-
have two things on the table.
Wait, wait, because I'm not gonna, I got people, they wanna do things, and I'm not gonna try to speak and all that, because respect me like I'm gonna respect you. And now, I'm doing my best now, but I do have another slide, and I don't wanna show that, please. Now, we get back to this is about the agenda change. We're discussing some things here that we should, we can add it to the agenda. What we're here now is to approve the agenda. Make changes to the agenda. I can make changes to each one of your suggestions, and I can add it into, I can add about the prayer, I can add it to the, how many times we meet, and we can discuss that later. But that is not where we at. You give me what you wanna make changes, amend to the agenda, and we vote on the agenda, and we move on. We shouldn't be
Well,
having
as I
run through
think
these
about it,
discussions.
maybe
Yeah.
she can, we can, disregard that motion I made, because,
I've never recognized it anyway.
oh, okay,
You made it somebody's second, but I never recognized it.
oh,
Yeah,
okay,
so that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's
okay.
what I'm trying to tell you, so that was not a legal motion.
Because, you know, she does her, she look at the entire month, so, you know, that's something she can continue to do the first meeting of the month.
Yeah, I got a notation.
Yeah, because she does a
Don't
monthly
change it.
report, she give us a monthly update of what's going on. I just didn't see her recognized in here, you know, any report, not just the number of complaints she got.
But she
But
don't do the agenda.
I didn't see her name on the agenda.
So you can't blame her for anything on the agenda.
Oh, yeah, I'm
I do
not.
it. And it's not that because I didn't.
Yeah, I'm not.
So,
Just bring it to your attention.
yeah, I appreciate it. That's what we're here for. That's what we should be doing. I'm still open for motion to approve the agenda with changes.
I move that the agenda be approved with any necessary corrections.
I need to know what the changes are.
Prayer is repeated while we have it on the agenda.
So you're, okay, you're adding prayer as a discussion item?
Discussion item.
Okay. And then what else?
And the number of meeting days a month.
Okay.
Okay.
Then those are added to the agenda. And I would add those down as, there would be item, prayer would be 3, and meeting would be 4.
Because we
Yeah.
do not take a break during the summer, is that correct right now?
Well, board, that's up to the board. We'll have to come up in discussion.
Is there a motion on the floor?
Yep.
Who made the motion?
Motion is, who was the
Second.
Second.
Billy?
Move, proper second to accept the agenda with changes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Opposed? Motion passed. Item, next item is approval of the minutes. And I don't, do we have the minutes for
The
that?
minutes were emailed to everyone. I can read them if you'd like.
Are they lengthy?
Well, maybe.
It's kind of lengthy.
Oh, Lord.
This is kind of lengty, but
Oh.
if that's your pleasure, you're good with them. So what's the pleasure of the board?
I read them already. I mean, you sent them out earlier today.
So is everybody good on them?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
And I guess you can accept the motion.
Somebody make a motion.
Everyone is satisfied that you
To
got
what,
the
accept the
agenda?
minutes? Oh, I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes as
And the
sent.
attendance was right, correct? Okay.
Everything we said.
I have a motion on the floor to accept the minutes.
Support.
And proper move and support it. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay. We would get into whole new business. First thing on the agenda is committee reports, EEB board by law, EEB policy changes. I open that up for the committees.
Which one?
EEB bylaws, and I don't think that's probably gonna be the right time, it probably should be policy. Anyone want to speak on that? From the book, the committee? Or do we don't have any report on that?
Brother Chair,
Which committee?
I'll speak on the ombudsman's, policy and procedures manual. Is that, which one of those are you referring to?
See, gentlemen, we had two committees working on procedures. We had them working on policy. We had one working on the,
On the budget committee and the,
we had one working on the board
Annual report.
conduct. And we had one working on the policy between the EAB board, the procedure for working with our bus person, the policy how we expect that to operate.
So, I'll speak on the policy and procedure manual, if that's okay with you.
It's okay, let's go.
So, we have a outline as we've been working on it, and we are making sure that it is gonna work for the city of Flint and the rules and regulations that govern the city. We are not prepared to present it to the board at this time, so we want to continue to work on it and bring it forward when we're done. I didn't want to not say anything, but it's not complete at this time. It's pretty lengthy as well. So there are some changes that, a lot of changes that need to happen within the office of the ombudsperson and the EAB board. But it's really a brand new thing based on the city charter just putting it back in place. So we want to make sure that we address as much as possible. And that's where a lot of comments came from how do you put in a complaint? What is the process of a complaint? What do the EAB board do? What does the buzz person do? Different persons in that office, what is their job? It's a lot of different things that need to be said and understood. So we want to continue to work on it so that it is the best that we can put forward.
Let me, as a person of the city, combine two things there. All of that, and our perspective, maybe we all look at something different ways, is that also between the EAB and ombudsman is what do we expect ombudsman reporting back and how we are going to supervise that position, actually that, come to that. But I also heard you say some things is ombudsperson put the policy in for their own office. I don't think we should go down that road. We just want to make sure that the ombudsperson know what we expect as being in charge of it. So there's no in between, well, I didn't know I should be do this, and the board is picking it, it need to be plain. That we know it should be, we don't want for one report a month, or we don't want for every quarter. I mean, no list should be that right. The board should have it that ombudsperson, there's no doubts. You got the policy, got procedure, and we move, and we never had to deal with that again. Because that deal with how would you manage an office? It would be something you're saying, ombudsperson, well, you should have did this, and you haven't did it, it's not in writing, and you want to get rid of ombudsperson. You want to do something like that. Those things need to be clearly spelled out.
I think it'll be addressed when you read the information that will be presented. We also will make sure that the attorney look at it, make sure that it's above grade, but let us finish with what we're doing, and then we'll present it and see where we can go with it.
And we did send you a copy.
A copy, I think everybody got a copy of that.
Yeah.
Did y'all get a copy?
Yes.
And that was just so you can read it, if you have any idea, you send it back, reply back to the committee. And they will comply all that information and put it in a rough draft in order to give it to the attorney. Okay, now we were moving, I guess, that discussion of the AB member.
Oh, Ms. King,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
just to let you know, give you an update on EAB bylaws. So, we have a draft of about 4 pages long for bylaws and things of that nature. And before I'm gonna email them out to the board. But before I email them to the board, first, just to let you all know, I'm gonna email them to Attorney Skillman in order to get her opinion on them, and if she needs to tailor them or taper them, and then once she has her input, then we'll present it to the board as a whole for the board to weigh in on the bylaws, on additional bylaws, and updating them for the board as well. So I just wanted to give an update. We have them. I'm just going to turn them over to the attorneys, and then we'll just wait on Attorney Skillman's response in regards to the bylaws.
Thank you. Next item, item 2, discussion on EB member board, members' conduct and action. Now, I have got a lot of especially this week. I've got more videos and more stuff sent to me. Like I feel like I'm a producer.
Same here. And not getting paid for it.
I just don't have time for it. I just,
Out of it, and I've been, and it's not something I have been getting some of this stuff for quite some time. I don't bring it to the board because I think it's matter of the board, we had one incident. But now I have, some things that complaint, real complaint and action that a couple board members from the Monday council meeting. Now, people, this board, in order for us to do a job, we got to carry ourselves in a way that we stand above everything else. We can't sit and jury someone and we're doing the same thing. Our word and our action means something when someone is out there watching. And the compromise and integrity of the board is not something we do. We cannot act on anything if the board is compromised. That how are you gonna make a decision when you already put the decision out there with how you feel it? Even if we feel that we're all human. We can feel it, but we can't go out there and be a member of this board and express certain things and be legit.
Yep.
We just can't do that. And it's something we must address. I've been getting things I don't think, some of them been coming from places that I don't think, that I don't bring it to the board because I don't think that's where it should come from.
right.
But this board has got to talk, and now I'm open up for a discussion. I don't know, I wasn't at the meeting Monday night, but I started getting something popping up on my phone when I'm trying to do some other stuff, other thing I got going on. And even up to this morning. So I'm open up. Some of you might be aware. But the complaint I have, and if we send that out to anyone.
Bless you.
Bless
The video or?
Well, yeah, well, we probably just send it to me. But the complaint I had was started Monday night, was against board member Dancer here and Miss Karen McIntosh.
She ain't do nothing, man.
Okay. So, it's conduct.
I don't think that's.
And I'm ready to, and I don't know what any of you seen videos and stuff, or some of that stuff they send me on YouTube and Facebook, and it don't come to me. I can't, it don't open up in my eyes to show you. So, the conduct people, we need it. In case you're underwater, we're gonna open up, and I guess, and you, that I already used your name, it's, Dancer, you can respond if you
don't know what was told to you, so I mean.
Well,
This is
it-
one.
it-
If you wanna put it up there, I mean, or do you want me to just play the audio?
Go ahead.
This is the second complaint since January?
I think it would help if we, can we put it up there? So we can all see?
Yeah, that's
Well,
what-
is it not?
Yeah, you can, but we gotta hook it up.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah,
Never
it's
mind.
not like you can just put it up.
Oh, I thought she just needed to plug
She
it.
got it on.
I mean, if she got a HDMI,
There's a screen that comes down.
Yeah, but you
I
gotta
get
hook
that.
into,
right,
you
you gotta
gotta hook
connect it.
into the,
You just
projector.
can't pull it
You
down.
know, you know, right?
Do it every day.
Okay, so you want,
So,
here it or,
I mean, can you turn it this way so we can see?
this is one,
and
yeah.
you?
And I'm gonna-
So we all know what we're
This is
discussing.
directed to.
Yeah, what we discussed.
Can you make it larger?
You see, where is that? I can't see it so too close. Make it large, right here.
Yeah.
Okay, now see, I couldn't see it.
Is that the full?
Is that-
I just,
It's just a snippet.
Yeah, put up there where Candace cussed out another person. Yeah, but that ain't get brought up there. Right, no, it ain't. We said right here.
You can't really tell because it's the guitar. This one.
Cause you gotta get a light.
So it's not just her blinking by herself. It's when all the people stood up at the podium and they just had that.
I'm here, I'm here. I'm too close to it to see.
cut it out. Hold on. We're trying to listen to this audio, you know, but I'm saying, I know you're not trying to be respect, but your voice carried. And this room got an echo in it, so,
So can we
I'm
get a bigger
sorry,
room?
I'm not trying to.
I'm not trying, I know.
Oh,
I
no,
know.
but I'm saying, it's
I'm
so
not
many
saying-
people, cause I was there.
Yeah,
It's
well-
so many people, you're not just gonna hear her. It's not like you're gonna see her. It's a group of people.
Yeah, we just,
Yeah,
the
so-
little bit we can hear, we just trying to
You
hear.
ain't gonna hear her.
I know you're trying to whisper each other, but it's carries in here.
Can everybody see it?
yeah, I can see.
And these videos were sent, like this is like he said, they kept pinging his phone.
Yeah.
So they just sent the portion that they wanted Mr. King and the board to review, not the whole entire meeting or questions, so.
Director, that's it.
Let's go.
No, it's not edited, this came from,
Let's-
it's just a section.
We're not,
Yes.
we're not discussing it, we're gonna go ahead and play it, let the board deal with it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're holding signs. One of our members is holding 2 signs.
Matter of fact, that's worthy. That's worthy. That's worthy.
That counts for 2 members. Yeah, this is the second complaint.
This was the same one she was talking about.
No, this is from this week. This is from last week. The hearing on the ordinance putting up signs for Tom.
Okay.
Just like a
The reason we're doing that is this only dealing with not the council meeting, but the conduct of board members. Okay, that's the only issue we have here. Is it proper for a board member? Because we got complaints. You can see, I got it said to me, is it proper conduct that you expect from a member of this board? Mike?
Mr. King, this topic has been addressed at this board with people saying you have to act as an EAB board member in city council. When the first complaint this year was brought against an EAB board member in January, everyone has been warned. This has been the topic of many meetings. I heard, I promise I will do better. I will not get up and do that again. At what point do we have to hold ourselves accountable? Because how else can we fix city council? How can we fix any of this environment? This caustic, aggressive environment. If our own members How else can we be unbiased if we have our members on tape supporting members? How are we supposed to be unbiased when we have people accusing people on tape of being criminals and unethical? Like,
You calling us criminals for what happened right there?
Miss, you're not to support me, and now
Y'all
this,
better
now,
use your
I'm not
words
gonna,
wisely in here.
look, now, we can clear the room, go ahead and have our meeting.
Can we?
Public consent, and listen, no, you cannot speak.
Can I
No,
speak
no.
at the end?
No, no, no.
Okay, I
You
have
only
to come
speak
to the next.
public speaking,
Okay,
the public speaking. I'm sorry.
okay.
Go ahead,
so when we have people on podium accusing things, accusing officials, accusing city council members, accusing ethics board members of being unethical, of committing crimes, this is all hearsay. How can a member of the ethics board continue to repeat hearsay and rumors and be seen as unbiased, be seen as fair? Mr. King, we
Just
can't
one
do
door.
that. We
Just
can't
one
do
door.
that. That's a violation of
Well, I
the Open
can't.
Meetings Act.
Just one
I
door.
had to hear that, I can't go back right there.
That means
That's been the whole process.
Just one door, Mr. If you wanna close it, just one door has to be open.
Hey, guys, now, it's a voice carrying, it's coming right into, it's coming into me, and I'm in between the voice, and I am probably hearing it here, go ahead.
I'm just asking, what will it take?
Okay, you have the other one up if you'd like the board to be joined.
I would think we have enough right now.
So here's my 2 cents. I watched the video, and then my concern really is it's actual interruption of a official city council meeting, which you could actually be cited for. You could actually be arrested for. When you become part of the fray, it's the same thing as Micah is saying. How can you now come back here, and we're trying to get city council to follow their own rules, to not violate the charter, to not unnecessarily overutilize the police, to not, offend citizens, to not put people out unreasonably. But when you become part of that fray, you become unable to be in a position to assist the board with what our charge is. And that's the concern that I have. Because you compromise the neutrality, the same as Micah is saying. How can you sit back here and say city council is out of line, out of order, when you're interrupting their meetings? And it's a literal crime. So it's something that you gotta be cognizant of, because it's a reflection on the board as a whole. I mean, I'm glad you're attending the meetings, but when you become part of the disruption is where, to me, it crosses the line.
Well, at least I'm there.
That's what should,
I mean, that's the,
that's what happened.
I
Everybody
don't see
should have
most
to
of
go
y'all
down
there,
there.
but at least I'm there.
Every last one should have to
So,
go.
I mean, until you're there and
That's
sitting
right.
in that room to see what goes on, that's all I can say is at least
Thank
I
you.
am there.
That's right.
I didn't sit there and cuss nobody out, and I can cuss,
Yep.
okay?
Good job.
I ain't hit nobody, and I can punch. I ain't threatened nobody.
Thank you.
I ain't got no problem. Oh, I don't have no earrings on, but taking my earrings off and putting them in dukes. But I don't.
But this language here could be conceived
Don't
as
talk
violent
about-
to someone.
Okay,
I
but
mean,
we're having a general conversation. You can get huffy, you can get frustrated. I'm not.
But do you see it that
No,
you're saying,
no,
you're
no,
saying
no.
I can punch, but I didn't throw any? That can be seen
No, you
as
took that somewhere
But that's
else.
the point.
See, this is
That's
where trouble
the point.
comes. No, no, no.
Anyone can take
No,
that
no, no.
somewhere else.
But we're having a dialogue. I'm not having a dialogue with somebody else. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. And I'm
And I
telling
think that could be seen as threatening language.
No,
So there,
it's not.
I
No,
think that
you-
could be threatening
you
language.
think it's
If you
threatening.
can punch
That's
and
your-
I'm sitting next to
But
you,
that's
then
your
I have
opinion.
the right to see it's threatening.
No.
And a member of this board should not be put in the position where someone feels threatened by
can be
them,
put-
period.
And when I say cuss, did I say that I told you to shut the F up? I did not. But your council
You just
member in the
did now.
7th ward told her colleague to shut the F up. I didn't say that. Okay?
She's
No,
not
no,
here, this
no.
isn't this meeting,
I
this
don't,
is
I
your
don't, I
conduct.
don't care. I don't care, because my conduct has something to do with why
That's dumb.
things was going wrong and going wild at council. I have a right to express how I feel.
Let me.
And don't tell me,
Let me turn the heat down now. This is.
turn me down
Let
some
me,
more.
this board, that's a standard for this board. And we have to set a standard that we're gonna try to keep the city council and the mayor and all of them in line.
Billy right there.
This
Once you
ain't gonna
come-
be jump on me.
Yeah, Billy right
Y'all
there.
come to the meetings if you want to. This not finna be jump on Billy.
Mr. King, so,
Oh,
This
wait
not,
a
you
minute.
lying.
Hold up. Because I believe I was speaking, I had about 5 people in here speaking, and I had completely quit speaking. One thing we can do is we might not agree. We can at least sit back and listen to each other. Respectable. Most of us not probably gonna agree on anything.
Okay.
Let's have a conversation on, and you can speak of why you did,
Wait, hold on. Let
you
me-
think you did what you
But let
did,
me
but let's
explain
not get into
something.
this other stuff.
But let me explain something
Go
to
ahead.
this board, okay? Because for one, I made it very clear where my daddy was located, okay? So y'all not gonna come at me and then cut me off when I'm speaking. And then you guys think I'm not supposed to respond. Because we are all peers here. So we share the conversation, okay? Because you talk, I wait a second, I talk. I wait a second, you talk. You don't get to try to ridicule me and try to make it look like I'm the bad
Right.
person.
Right.
No, you take your behind down to see.
That's right.
You sit down there and see what's going on, and you let me know your reaction. I'm young. I'm not slow, so my reaction might be a lot quicker. I might not be like, oh, I can just think about it. No, my reaction is my reaction, and that's my decision. That's my decision, and nobody can tell me nothing different.
So, can I ask you a
so,
question?
I have Ms. Harris first.
so, here's the issue. The issue is that because of the actions that took place, and I received the video, I received even pictures as well, and they were sent to me from neighbors. And so now the issue is because you were holding a sign that said "by Eva." The problem now is
Was that not her last day?
the problem. The problem.
Hold up here, hold up. Not about enough for you. Go ahead.
So the problem is this. It is the appearance of a thing. Because now you have and it's just not you, it's Carol too. Both of you.
Don't bring Carol up because she's
But
not here to defend herself.
Both of you.
Nope, say me.
Both of you.
No, myself,
Both,
me.
So in this dialogue, I'm talking. Well, why do you let me? I'll let you talk, but let me finish
Okay,
my
but I
statement.
want to clarify,
So-
if she's not here
so
to defend
both-
herself,
so-
you should not bring her
so
into this conversation.
Both of you.
And you should not.
Both of you.
Well, let me tell you, and let me, all these amen corners, I don't need all the amen. But one is the complaint came for 2 people. Now, I open it up. It shows, when you look at it, now whether you're here or not, I'm not waiting for it. Anyway, this is for the board to decide, figure out, how do we control ourselves so we can make the decision? How we compromise the integrity of the board? We can come up with all the excuses for why I did it, why I didn't, and what was going on, and what was that. But this board have a certain integrity that we have to have in order to enforce this charter. have to have that, and we can come up with, I do this and I do that and I'm gonna do this, but that do not help the board. And let's just take it to my action, compromise this board power to do anything. That's the issue. If I go out and say, and I say things I shouldn't, because I look at some tape of a meeting, I say, I should have said that, I should have did that, because that did not help the board. We got to own up to our own mistakes. And the one thing is, it's not about me, not about you. It's about the position that this board is put in is not compromising the turkey of the board. Ms. Harris, I'll cut you off. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Thank you. So the problem is now the impartiality of the board has been compromised because two members were active in unbiased actions. Because now, and it is the truth, how can we as a board hold anybody else accountable? How can we render decisions when it brings into question that we had two members of our board acting in ways that were in an unbiased situation and also affect being impartial and making impartial decisions as a board when it comes to council members. And the problem is, it is true, the integrity of the board has been compromised. The impartiality of the board is compromised. And the board now is no longer biased. Is no longer unbiased. Now,
He can laugh.
no. Because you're laughing. No, stop. Because all your laughter has been interrupted. You can laugh all you want to, but again, stop, please. And honestly, enough is enough. I'm tired of it. I am. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hearing complaints from my next door neighbors, the neighbor across the street. Well, what do you got? You guys can't do anything because now we're looking at people who are acting in a manner that will compromise you. And now, you know what? Any decision that you render, it's for naught. I'm tired of it. I get complaints in my neighborhood and from folk everywhere about this. I'm tired of it. I am. And honestly, at this point, I know.
Lord, him, give him a
I'm tired of it.
for this acting. This is a joke.
Michelle has the floor now.
501c3s and 4s. I just have one question for Billy. Is the concerns that we're expressing, is it your intent to continue to do what you want to do regardless of what the concerns that we're expressing? Or do you have any intent to modify the behavior that you choose to engage in?
What behavior?
The disruption of
I didn't disrupt nothing. I did not disrupt anything.
It was a recess, man. That's
So my question
I
is,
did not. You got to show me. You got to prove to me with some facts that I was disrupted.
so you don't believe
guys,
you were disrupted?
No, because I know at that time what was going on.
It was in recess.
Or holding a sign shows that you're
leaving.
impartial.
But she was leaving. That was her
But
last
the
day.
negativity and the
Who said it was?
the
You said it as negativity.
No, because it
Context
was.
matters.
The context matters. And the
read.
context was negative in the nature
but
of
we
the
talk
sign
about-
holding and everything.
Wait, hold on. We talk about being biased, but yet we sitting up here having prayer before our meeting, and we're an ethics and accountability board. And when you say ethics and accountability, that means that we're inclusive. We're not exclusive to just Christianity. So I think as a whole, we need to get that together. You up here praying, talking about, oh, Jesus, this Jesus. Well, what about somebody who ain't into Jesus?
Can we get back to the
They
topic
can
at
pray.
That
hand?
is the topic.
No,
No,
that's
no,
not
no,
prayer is
no. It all connects. It all connects.
Respect.
Yes, it does.
It is
Yes,
defining
it
your
does.
responsibility
No,
of
it's not. Like I just told you, ain't none of y'all.
Let's get back to.
See, they got red.
Not everybody, not everybody.
They can pray.
Not everybody. And that's something.
You better watch your mouth.
That's something.
That's a
Wait
threat.
a minute.
What you just said was she over here just saying. She wants to talk about public
It's on the camera.
It's not.
Please.
Come on now, let's be real.
She threatened me.
You gonna sit there and turn your head when they're talking. Who you talking to?
Hey man,
And back here,
They
I
think
need
because
y'all.
they whisper,
I need
people
y'all.
can't hear.
hold on, man. She's sitting up here trying to accuse her of threatening her, man. And she's up here and told her to shut the fuck up. I'm not disrespecting
Yes,
you.
you are, 'cause I'm asking you to be quiet. I'm asking you to be quiet. This is not a council meeting.
I know. Don't bring
That kind
People
of
got
attitude in
behaviors
here.
like them kind of meetings.
Don't
What
bring
you
that
up to? I'm tired of white people trying to use threat every time, man, on a black person.
Who's right?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Not me.
Whatever it is.
But you all,
I don't care. Whatever it is, man. They keep on saying threaten people, man.
Mr. King,
that's not, now,
listen.
now, now, here's what I'm about ready. We're gonna have this, we had this discussion if I had to go in whole meeting. If the resident can't keep quiet, then I'm going to close the meeting. Now, you can sit and we can try to discuss it and you'll know what's going on. But if you keep it up, you're gonna have to leave here.
This board, someone told me we're not gonna pay attention to ordinance, but that's an ordinance that we need to dig out, because it does cover criminal intent when it comes to public speaking. So that ordinance is not under the charter, it's under the governmental part of the city. So we need to get that, and I would ask, if possible, if someone could maybe, tell me where to go, tell me where to dig it out at, so that we can get it for our own concerns.
And ask the city attorney to find it and send it to us.
Are you aware? There's an ordinance on public speaking. Now, this came from a police chief of several terms ago. And he asked me, why haven't we enforced that ordinance when you can't just go to a podium and speak of the words that they're using and the comments that they're using. It's not ethical. But the disclaimer that they read before the meeting, it covers that, but no one listens to that. But the ordinance it has consequences.
And I would need to look up the exact ordinance that you're referring to. I know at the beginning of meetings, they read the disorderly persons code subsection. But if there's a different section, I would have to take a look at that.
It's under governmental, not the charter.
Attorney, can I ask you a question? So when they read that disorderly code, that is just not for the audience, that's for everyone who's in those chambers, correct? Whether they're council members, whether they're the police chief, whoever violates that, can you explain that and clarify that?
Well, it is a general city ordinance, so it would be applicable to anybody who is in the jurisdiction of the city of Flint.
Okay, okay.
Here's, Lord, the council discussing is, how did this board, MSF, and it keep its attorney here? How do we, what are we gonna do to conduct impartial, transparent to the whole world? And I have had calls about our meeting.
So can I ask another question to the attorney?
How long you like to come back?
Okay, so what are the rules during recess? What are the rules? Are there any specific rules, during the council meeting when we're at recess?
And that's an area that I haven't researched specifically. I think there would be various rules that could be applicable under the council rules, under Robert's Rules of Order. That's something I haven't researched
Okay,
specifically.
so basically, everything that we're talking about is, it hasn't even been researched, it's not even fact-based, we're just making an assumption, we're watching a video, and we're listening to somebody's complaint.
Don't do it, that's not what we're doing. What we're doing is how the conduct of members of this board to sit on this board. What standard do we hold ourselves? That is not nothing to do with the council. We have a standard that we have to set, that we have to follow that standard. We have to set a standard, we have to build it, and we have to come up to what we do when we can't follow it. Not just you,
Okay,
not just you, you just want
hold
to
on.
hear it.
So does that include our cameraman who called one of our elders a dumb bitch on camera? I'm just asking these
That's another
questions.
discussion.
I'm just trying to see how these rules apply, cause they just not gonna apply to me, cause it ain't gonna fly.
We can't go to 10 places at one time.
Okay.
Let's stay on one topic.
No,
Then we'll
this is
move to
one
the next
topic.
one. Then we'll move to the next one.
One topic,
Because we're spending,
you have this complaint.
we're spending something we won't, we'll never get to it. We're going to take one thing.
It's the same
But
thing.
let me ask you that. Let me ask you that. Let's move out of this. Let's move to another plane and see how you understand this. What have you been, let's say, you had to go into court and go to jury, and you looked up and everyone, you got the jury on the news, already got you convicted. They said we're gonna convict. What I'm saying, you saying that's what she did. I know she did it, and you know you're innocent, but now your mind is made up. Is you gonna want to go up there and sit up and
Well, your
let that
mind
jury
is
judge
made
you?
up because
Well, you want that jury to judge you?
the jury gonna make their decision.
No.
This,
That's
just
not
like
that's
this,
what the question.
but this board right here has already made their decision.
No, the board
Because
haven't made a
everybody got
decision.
20 questions for Billy. What investigation did you do? What
This
research
board-
did you
This
do? I
board has
mean,
not made a decision. We've discussed it.
okay.
We were saying that we had a complaint.
I'll
a
give
bunch of complaints
Ms.
against.
Boulder her credit because she asked me a question. She asked questions. She did not decide to speak from an opinion. She asked a question, and I gave her an answer. Everybody else been preaching and teaching, and I ain't into that.
It was a complaint that was brought to the board. Okay. All we're saying is a complaint, is let's discuss the complaint. It's not about making a decision. Once everybody discusses it, we discuss it as we should, then we make the decision and we move on. But we can't move on if you got to, you understand that's what it is. Nobody really, most of the board didn't even know about it. Until I brought it up as a complaint. Right. So they had no opinion one way or another. All they're trying to do is have a normal discussion. And let's discuss it. And let's look at it as,
Well, when you
I'm
have a
giving my
discussion,
side and my side.
I hear that, but when you have a discussion, you ask questions. Okay? You ask questions, right? You allow me to answer those questions. you do not talk to me as if you are my parent. You're not. You just ask a question. And that's with anybody. You interview. You do an interview style so you can get an idea of what was going on, what happened. You just don't take a video and run with it.
Should be talking about the 501c3.
Okay.
And then I'll become the target because, you know, a whole lot going on. And then you gotta find that sore thumb. So then we won't talk about real issues.
Well, we don't get into things like, because we was trying to issue, and now I got 4 or 5 issues, and we find an excuse not to come to a decision on the issue. First, we got to start making a decision on the issue. We can't try to combine 10 different issues into something else. We had to take them one step at a time. Now, the reason the video discussion point that is what it actually was. Now, people can see what it was and they can say, well, I don't see nothing wrong with it. It's board, everybody had an opportunity to say that. But because it was showing good conduct, but that was because the complaint was made against you. And the only way anyone else could sit up and say, I know what it is see piece of it, and they make their decision. I don't know what the decision is, but none of them might see things the same way. But we can sit down and have a polite discussion, hear what your opinion and what you think, and everybody else saying that we can move on. We don't have to get defensive, combative with each other. That's something we never should be on this board. We should understand.
Now, is this addressed to myself or to everybody on
This is
board?
everybody. I don't speak at one person.
Because I don't appreciate when folks start cussing at me because I start cussing back.
That's something you should, I'm trying to get somewhere here. When I speak to the whole
Okay,
board.
I'm just telling you.
So, but if, and I can't help it if you get hit a nerve, a lot of things.
No, I ain't a nerve.
But, and I don't, but I want to get this, finish this discussion so we can move on to a couple of things, get out of here.
I just have 2 things. I just want to say to Billy, you know, when I first started on this board, there were some council members complaining about, you know, the Ethic and Accountability Board, and you guys really didn't want it to exist. And I just, you know, and they had bad conduct back then when we first started. What year was that? 2019. And I just made a statement on Facebook. I told, I was directed to the council. I said, well, if you don't want to do your job, you need to step down. That's all I said. I didn't mention no names or anything. They came after me. They came after me. They wanted to remove me from the board. And the only way you can be removed from this board is through us.
For cause.
Yeah, for, you know, good cause. And we don't want to do that. But they were after me. I mean, they came after me, and the person that was the chair at that time was on their side. So, you know, you don't feel rained on, and you can't take everything personal.
I'm not taking it
Because being in politics, let me tell you, and I have